Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play every Commodore 64 game. No, it feels like it. Boy, I'm gonna be glad to be done with this, with the 80s and not having to work with the Commodore 64 anymore, because every game just gets programmed a little differently and just... I have to mess with so many settings, it's exhausting. But this is actually our loading screen. This is interesting. I'm not by any means like a expert on the Commodore 64, but from the games I've played, this seems like kind of a unique thing. They actually give you a game to play while the main game is loading. So no, this is not the game that we're playing. It's just kind of a Space Invaders rip-off, I guess. And I'm doing terrible. It's actually much harder than Space Invaders, though. There's like a million... They're shooting a million little pieces of bacon at me. At least that's what it looks like. It's Invade-A-Load, which kind of sounds dirty. Yes, but the main game that we're playing takes this long to load that they gave you a main game, or a little mini game ahead of here to play. And yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna bust this into warp speed here. Hey, there we go. Alright, so, here we are playing, well, it has a couple names. I'm gonna call it Droids, designed by The Ducky and the Poet. And Ian Anderson, apparently, took some time off of Jethro Tull to work on this. This music's actually pretty catchy. It certainly doesn't fit the Star Wars universe, I think, at all, but it's catchy. So here we are playing Droids for the Commodore 64. Trying to get a sense of the controls again. So here's how this terrible game controls. So you can see at the bottom there's like a HUD. You can make C-3PO pop a squat. Looks like he's going to take a dump in the bushes. That's our attack button. He throws loose change at enemies, apparently. I think this is supposed to be crystals. Because you can see in the upper right corner it says cries, which is super appropriate here, because playing this game makes me want to cry. So, yeah, the way that you move is you can't move left and right by just using the joystick. You have to hover over left and right, and C-3PO and, well, I guess you're controlling both of them at the same time, will just keep moving in that direction until you move off of that button. Now, these other three buttons, we'll talk about those in just a second. So we go, when we want to stop, we need to move over. And we need to kill Frumpy Saggy Boobs robot. My favorite robot from, oops, not quite close enough. From Star Wars. So yeah, this game kind of has, I don't know, several names. Droids, Droids Escape from Aaron, who is, I think, the main antagonist of this game, but you never really see him. Let's talk about this. So, whenever we come up to these little, like, looks like little computers here, it's kind of like a little game of Simon. So it's really not very difficult at the start. Just got to get it right. Even if you get it wrong, it just gives you a different code. You don't lose health or anything like that. Here we go. Oops. See, I did it wrong. I think I can remember that. Oops. And that just, yeah, lifts barriers. There's other little obstacles that will come our way. But also it's how you activate doors, which I think there's a door coming up. Oops. That's the other thing, too, is you can just walk through enemies sometimes. There is health in the upper left-hand corner. You can see it. There's a door, and I think that's the only way we can go. So again, nothing different here. Let's kill this enemy. And let's let that one run into me. The brown one, right? Okay. Yeah, I know, I couldn't remember too. And so you'll see above the door there's an up arrow, so that means that sends us up a level, up a floor. If we wanted to go down, we would use the down icon over there on the far right. Oops. Shit. It's so hard to turn around in this game. These have got to be the most uncomfortable controls of any game I've ever played in the history of ever. It's so bad. So I guess one notable thing, gotta take a dump there, C3PO. One notable thing, I guess, I didn't even try to. Did I even get a shot at the? And see, now we're getting 3. The further into the game you go, it becomes 4 things you got to remember, 5 things, 6 things, so on and so forth. By the way, this is certainly not going to be a 100% playthrough. I don't have the constitution to beat this game. It looks like a dead end. Yeah, so I'm just gonna play around until I die or I find something interesting. I don't know, figure it out. But I guess this is kind of notable because this is the first Star Wars game that was based on, I guess we can call it expanded universe kind of stuff. At the time, and again, we're in 1989. Yes, 1989. This game comes out for, again, I'm playing here Commodore 64. It was on a couple other things. The Amstrad CPC, Z Spectrum, or ZX Spectrum. I think that was it. But there was a show on, a very short-lived show, called Droids, The Adventures of C-3PO and R2-D2. Or maybe it was R2-D2 and C-3PO. I'm not 100% on that. But it was like a, Saturday morning cartoon show, very short-lived. I think it only had, a season. And the show, I believe, takes place just before Star Wars Episode 4. So this is the first, I guess you could consider it, the very first Star Wars game that's not based, even like kind of obliquely on, any of the Star Wars films, which would become a much greater trend for Star Wars games moving forward into the 90s, at least until the prequel trilogy would come out in 99. Boy, and then it was just millions of games, and they had just a ton more to work with again. But certainly by this point, I'm just walking right through that. I don't even care anymore. So basically this game is like just one big maze. I think that's all you have to do. I think you just got to get to the end. So it's just one big sort of maze game. What am I doing? I don't know why I keep saying that. Like, maybe I'm pressing the button, like, too hard and it doesn't matter. I just get a different code anyway. Let's see. Yeah. There's a new, there's a new, threat, I suppose. That could crush us pretty bad, so we'll just move on this way. Yeah, I don't know why I keep saying incorrect password when it's not even giving me a shot. Okay, well, I feel like I'm not progressing because now the codes are getting easier. Usually you can tell you're progressing because the codes get harder, but again, it's a maze, so I think sometimes you have to go backwards to go forwards. Let's see. Purple, green. Let's see where this takes us. I don't know if you actually can pick up health, because Fact 51 level. I don't think have I reached this area before? Oh, this looks familiar. I think I've been here. Yeah, that's the force field that I chose not to deactivate and just walk through. God, I love that animation. That's the best part of the whole game, to be quite honest, is is C-3PO. It's just popping a squat. I gotta say, for how catchy the music on the main screen was, and you know what, actually, I've never seen the TV show. Maybe that's an adaptation of the theme from the TV show. I have absolutely no idea. But I like how the loading screen there had said, like, the essential people, the producer, a couple other names, I guess, and a cast of thousands. Really? This game took thousands of people to make? I find that hard to believe. This seems like something that 3 or 4 people made. Man, I am just... Okay. Double tap. And then back to blue. Nice, okay. So now we're back on 5 codes, so I guess we're headed the right way. Now I'm back here again. I seem to be coming back to this area a lot. In fact, I'm going to deactivate this time. Because I seem to keep circling back on this, which is not a good sign. But just in case. I bet this game actually isn't too hard if I actually just drew a map. Right? Because this is definitely where it was before. I'm also not sure what the numbers on the computers mean. They only seem to be 1s, 2s, and 3s. I'm thinking that maybe they refer to how many floors up or down you're going when you go through that door? Shockingly, there is not, shoot. I don't know what that noise was. Shockingly, there is not a whole lot of information about this game on the internet. I can't find any, maps or walkthroughs or facts or anything like that. Apparently, even over, let's see, if this came out in '89, then it's almost 30 years old. In those, 27 years? No one has had the patience to ever beat this game. Or at least if they have, they don't want to admit that they even tried and make a guide out of it. Let's see. Back on the prison level, which I think is where the whole game starts, but I feel like I'm making progress. Is it still 2? I think barriers and stuff, once you disable them or open them, they stay open forever. So I don't think I've just made a complete circle. But maybe. Spare some change. Oh, this is definitely new. Yeah, I've never seen a door this close to a wall like this. Honestly, this is I haven't been playing this for hours. I mean, it took me like a good half hour to figure out how the controls on this work, because it's really definitely not very intuitive. And very clumsy, and I'm still not very good at it. But this is like the most progress I've made. I think. Ooh, I kind of missed that one. Okay. I might have made this farther than any other person in the history of anybody. I wouldn't be surprised. That's pretty easy. Oh, I totally thought that was it. Yeah, I really don't know. I'm really wondering, I'm wondering a couple of things for sure. One, why I'm playing this game. Now I know I'm playing it. I'm a completionist. Gotta play everything. I'm wondering if there's any way to, refill your health. Because it seems like, oh my gosh, I need to really focus here. Okay, that was really easy. There's no way I can mess that one up. There we go. It seems like a pretty, I don't know, I really don't have a sense of how long this game is. Oops. 2 in a row. It feels like this, if this is the whole game, I feel like it can't go on too long. There doesn't really it really just seems like one big level, so, boy, that would be great. That would be hilarious if I if I actually won this game, because it's really coming to a point where, like, I know I'm in completely new areas, and I can't be going, like, the wrong way, because it's just, like, 2 doors per screen. I didn't think this video, honestly, was even going to last this long. What happened to my controls? Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. Ooh! The domestic level. This is definitely new. The domestic level. Not really sure what that means. This is the level where C-3PO makes dinner and mops the floors. Does some laundry. And of course it's C-3PO, because everybody knows that everybody knows the unspoken relationship between C-3PO and R2-D2, right? I mean, C-3PO is totally it's totally the wife in this in this partnership. Oh, okay. Well, that was it. I feel like I ran out of health, like, really quick at the end there, but anyway. So anyway, yes, that has been Star Wars Droids Escape from Aaron. And with that, we wrap up the 80s. The 80s are donezo. Lots of stuff to play in the 90s for sure. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. I do always appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time in the 90s. Until then, I don't know what that was. Until then, may the Force be with you.